The front skid plates that came on my truck are pretty abysmal. So it was time for an upgrade to a fuller coverage steel one for optimal protection. And you'll see why I felt compelled to order one of these in a minute. But this is a 12 gauge stainless steel Miller Cat front skid plate, actually made by the same company that makes those catalytic converter shields from when, you know, everyone was stealing catalytic converters. Anyways, before I put the skid plate on, I decided to just dry fit it to see how it would fit, and it didn't fit. Oh my gosh. I ran into a problem. What am my own doing actually? You see, there's a small steel factory skid plate over the stabilizer bar disconnect mechanism that I bent a tab on. And I know exactly which trail and section I foolishly did this on, but hey, that's exactly my point about why adequate skid plates are needed in the first place. So I bent back that tab, which took quite a bit of effort since it was getting in the way of removing the bolt, and then I took that skid off. Here's a closer look at it. You could see I got my use out of it. Okay, now I can add this mounting bracket for the Miller Cat skid plate. Now this thing is about 40 pounds and it's a large, awkward shape because it's full coverage, so I'm using my jack to help me out. Otherwise, I think I need a second person. The jack really works out well for stuff like this. First off, it just aligns everything into place, and then also it temporarily holds it up so that I can put my bolts in, first obviously starting them by hand to avoid cross-threading. Now I tighten everything down with my ratchet, and I use Loctite on the bolts too. There are cutouts for the oil filter and drain plug, so I don't think I'll have to take it off much. Now it's time to install that other stabilizer bar skid back on, because you know I'll need it. I think a full coverage front skid is totally worth it if you plan on doing any wheeling, so I'm glad my truck is better protected. And here's a before without the skid, and now with. Let me know if you guys think I should powder coat it, or just leave it machined.